Hello, my name is Melissa. I'm an occupational therapist in the Specialist Children and Young People Services. This is an informational video that looks at supporting your child to learn independent skills. Learning a new skill can be challenging, and it's okay if your child makes mistakes. It is important to keep it fun and keep them motivated by finding their just right challenge. Grading is a technique to support your child to perform a task successfully by increasing and decreasing the difficulty of the task. Break down the task into achievable steps and identify how much your child can do independently first. Breaking down a task by using a forward or backward chaining technique can help your child to learn multi-step tasks, mastering one step at a time and chaining them together until all steps are mastered. Your child must learn each step of the task before moving on to the next one. These techniques can be used for daily activities such as getting dressed, for example, putting on socks, washing hands, brushing teeth. Forward chaining focuses on mastering the first step of the process, then moving forward to the next step of the process. Here is an example of forward chaining for learning how to put on a sock. The task has been broken down into 6 steps. 1. Orientating the sock. 2. Gather the sock using both hands. 3. Place the sock over your toes. 4. Pull the sock over your feet. 5. Pull the sock over your heel. 6. Pull the sock up the leg. Have your child complete the first step of the process and then support them with the following steps. Once they have mastered the first step of the process, encourage them to complete the first and second step and then support them with the rest of the steps. You can continue this process until they can complete all of the steps independently. Backward chaining is like forward chaining, but backwards. You can complete all of the steps and allow your child to first learn from the final step. This way they get the satisfaction of completion. Then move on to the second last step and so on. Here is an example of backward chaining for learning how to put on a sock. You complete all of the steps for your child except the final step, which in this case would be pulling the sock up the leg. Once your child has mastered this step, you can then move on to the second last step. Again, allow your child to continue practicing these 2 steps before moving on, and encouraging them to complete and master each step from the last to the first. Celebrate small successes and use positive words of encouragement. For example, praising your child when they complete a step of the task or when they show interest in trying to complete a step. You can use a rewards chart when your child completes one step of the task. Consider the best time of day and place to practice, depending on energy levels and distractions. This may be the weekend instead of when they are getting ready for school. You can also adjust the amount of support you provide to your child by using different levels of prompting to thoughtfully reduce the amount of help or assistance you can offer your child to enable them to gain an understanding of what is expected of them. Here are some examples of the levels of prompting from high intensity of support to low intensity of support when washing hands. Full physical. Provide hand-over-hand support to encourage your child to learn the steps involved in this task and how to complete each step. Partial physical. Provide elbow guidance to support with moving hands to the tap, soap, water and towel while providing verbal prompts. Model. Allow your child to watch and copy you washing your hands. Gestural. Pointing at the tap, soap, towel to remind your child of what they need to do. Positional. Place the child within reach of the sink, tap and soap. Visual. Using a picture or set of pictures to remind your child of how to wash their hands effectively. Here, Miri has a sequence of pictures above the sink. Verbal. Give a simple instruction such as turn on the tap. while encouraging the child to complete the task unassisted. When moving down the levels of prompting, it is important to only reduce your support when you see your child is successful at the level of prompting you are at. For example, if you are providing hand-over-hand support, but your child is now able to turn on the tap, rinse, dispense soap, then it is time to begin thinking about fading them to provide partial physical support. If your child begins to make errors at that level, you may need to review, as prompts may have been faded too soon or too much. It is easy to overprompt or even do things for your child to reduce their stress and yours, and because it is quicker. Remember to consider the environment for learning a new task. Consider the lighting, noise, space, and positioning. For example, sitting on the floor or a small chair when putting on socks. If your child is having difficulty completing a task after continuous grading and support, you could consider adapting the task. This means to modify or substitute objects used in performing the activity. Adaptations to a task may involve changing the tools used, for example, a non-slip mat, a wobble cushion, an electric toothbrush. Thank you for watching our independent skills video. We hope it's given you some ideas to try at home with your child when they are ready to learn a new skill. Have a great day!